I've been using this for a little while, and as it's getting closer, I'll show you some of the things about the CNC machine. It will run you over. There's a few features on this machine that I am anxious to change. First off, I have this vacuum shroud. And the biggest issue I have is that these little clips here never hold on to the bristles. I'm going to make an aluminum case. I've got to get all the dimensions on this. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is take off the whole shroud. That's the side, and undo these. Nothing worse than coming back and they not be where I want them. I'm going to go to my design program, and we are going to make a new shroud. So according to that Vectric printout of what is needed for the shroud to be cut out, have enough material, I needed, was it 16 by 24? So I went over to the scrap area, 14 inches, and that's exactly what we needed. And it's really hard to hold a camera and a tape measure at the same time. A little over 28 inches on this scrap piece. That should do the job. Now this brand new tape measure will go back the way it's supposed to. Well, I think this is the first time I've used this one. I liked it because it was small and it showed left and righty. See, I'm a lefty, so I always have to look at things either backwards or upside down. So I was really impressed with that. But now man. Take a look at this thing. Looks like a traditionally 3D printed part. Let's go check this guy out. Debut across the shop. Okay, so we have now taken this off of the platen in the 3D printer, and if you look closely here, there are little supports in there because I needed a lower lip and it had a protruding edge, and you can't 3D print without some kind of support or base. So this is specifically designed in the print so that once it's done, this actually breaks off fairly easy. Being that it's PLA to PLA, it's not as easy as if I were to get some dissolving kind, but that wasn't very hard, was it? Okay, so as always, you always end up with a few little feather strings in there. All right, in case you've never seen one of these things, this is the deburring tool. Little thing that you scrape around. It's got a little blade on there, a little ball that allows it to track. You can actually replace those if you want. There's just a little slip hinge in there, locks in. And the idea of this guy, you go around, and you can see that it actually takes it off, and it takes off all the extra little, you see, that's machining marks. You can see how there's burrs on there. That burr does a couple things. One, it cuts your fingers. That's not cool. Are you gonna show me how to deburr, dude?
I don't know how to.
Oh, there's a trick to it. One of the worst things you can do is you grab it and it actually like scrapes out, and you make marks and you kind of chew up your
the
stuff.
other way, I'm assuming?
But that way?
Yeah.
Now you go away. And you can see that will, it's kind of hard to do that in a circle out from you. You can see that all the little chips come off. There we go. That way. All right, so now you can run that across there, and that's not going to make you bleed. I really don't want this red. So this was the part that was cut off the CNC machine, and this was the shroud that is going to line right up with that, and let's see how close that is. Wow, that is some precision with my machines. And let's see if we can line up the holes. All right, you can see through that one. You see me through it. You can see through that one, and that one. So that's going to hold on like that, and then the hose is going to fit over that. The rest of the shroud just needs to be welded together, and I think we're starting to make some progress. Go. And I've been lightly tap welding it together. You know, when you got these littler pieces, it's not always that easy to get them to balance, and you need to use lots of clamps. There we go. Ooh, those hurt. And you need to use a lot of this stuff. So that makes a lot. I want to hurry and get these off. These don't. I don't know how people use gauges. Ouch. That's better. Much better. All welded up. All this seems like pretty good. Looks like it should be able to hold a vacuum seal. Used a little bit of bead along the perimeter there. This turned out pretty darn nice. Good seam right there too. All right, now let's go ahead and turn this thing down. Okay, everything in the shop keeps moving because we keep moving things. So it looks like I need to set up what I've already had set up, but I moved it to move something else. So now I've got to put it back. There we go. On something like this, I do much prefer to protect my hands. I like this plasticky stuff. And I like the cotton on the back because the hands breathe, they don't get so sweaty and they're like, oh, wrinkly if you have to use them for a long time. But then this polyurethane side, it grabs the material really nice, and it's still maneuverable, so I can still feel what I'm doing. I really do like these kind of gloves. I burn through them really quick because they are thin. However, it does stop a lot of the slivers, and it does give me a little bit of a warning sign when I've gotten too close to some things. How funny, I held the glove up and just started recording. That's kind of cool. It turned out exceptionally well. What makes this amazing to me is that I designed it, I cut it, I welded it, I sanded it. Wow. Turn off with this. Turns on with this. No. Come on, turn off. I'm not turning off.